Alright. It's Paper Boy. Ivy. A trip to the south, man. I give real matter. If I tell you my life, I tell rich, yeah. You don't go believe who they day. I bet bring share. One polo, one jean, pretty farm slippers. 12 years old, I don't stop till they slippers. Ring the bell, 12 o'clock supposed to be breaking time. But with me, I can't wear I'm on, not taking time. See people, school bag, remove their belonging. Deep down, I don't know what I'm becoming. Headphone for my ear, one old Walkman, they jump to park. Of course, I no get work now. Money tonight, today, they campo, they struggle. Police fear us, government bango. My role model that year, now the bros will now when he die.
And we want to do the first thing first. As the Vice Chancellor, we have to do the commissioning before we go into this hall. And after that, all other proceedings will be done inside this well-renovated hall of common room. May I humbly invite the other way from the city of Houston, the state of Texas, USA, the chair of the Great Alumni Association to please come forward here. May I humbly invite the Vice Chancellor to please be in the middle, and the DVC admin, and of course the DSA. Okay. What is the this is John.
Okay. Great. Let me welcome everyone to this gathering and appreciate God for making this possible at a time like this. What we have here is the renovation by OAU alumni Atlanta branch of this building. Today, the 29th of July, 2024. I want to appreciate God for the type of alumni that we have in OAU. I appreciate God for their God, this spirit of giving back to the system that they have in totality. We appreciate you. This is not your first time of coming, really. You've been coming, and at the instance of one person, who is like, I don't know, she attracts them. That's Mrs. Andeshoko. When she was the
alumni,
warden of the alumni, she brought you and brought other Atlanta linked alumni. And you did a lot of things there. I was reading about 4 items, yes, you know, itemized in that write-up. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Really thank God again for your life and for your family. You know, when we have people doing things like this, it's because their spouses are actually in support of it. And we want to thank God for them as well. We appreciate it because we know it's not easy to make money. And even if you have that money, spending is always very difficult for so many people. Unless people that we call philanthropists, of which you are one in the recent of it. So we want to thank you and appreciate your team, because I know definitely this kind of heart is that which is among some sets of people that are walking along your own direction. So I want to thank you a lot. You are always the one representing them.
yes, is the chairman of the branch.
The chairman of the branch. Yes. Congratulations once again. May you continue to foster and foster to greater heights. The only thing we can do here is just to continue to pray for you. The pockets where you dipped your hand into to get all this. Stop it. Will continue to be watered. You will continue to be enriched. You will never lack. We also want to thank you because you are a source of inspiration to other alumni. These are things that we want our graduates to emulate and for them to see, even those that are here who are yet to graduate. You know, they are going to be inspired to doing something like this and to help the university in its entirety. We know what the university is really suffering from with respect to the problem of funding. The government is trying its best, but the government has a lot of babies and continues to bring in new sets of babies. So we have to look elsewhere for us to be able to get necessary funds that will enable us to be able to put up new structures, renovate and rehabilitate old ones. For now, what we are doing in most of the old generation universities like us is to renovate and rehabilitate existing buildings in the most. Why? Because most of these buildings are really very solid ones and we can't leave them like that. And so we have to find a way. I want to thank you for assisting and supporting the university in this state. Because when you ask, who are those people that we depend on with the real sense of it to be able to do this? When government funding is not enough, it's the alumni. And the alumni, to be sincere to you, are doing their best.
Yeah.
In fact, they are always yearning to do more. So what you do is beyond even the hostels. Some are into the classrooms, buying equipment, equipping laboratories, furnishing classrooms and seminar rooms, and all those. This we really appreciate. I think we have nothing else to do than just to see our best to ensure that we satisfy all the needs of the alumni. Two things they always ask for. When they are yet to graduate, that we should ensure that their results come out at time. The second is that at any point in time they request for their transcripts, they should be able to get it. Because that is what paves way for them to be able to move forward in life. And we should be able to do that without any problem, without any stress. So, we are saying that we appreciate you, and as an institution, we try as much as possible to meet these needs, so that we also be made happy. I also want to appreciate, apart from Adishopo, the Dean Student Affairs. Thank you very much. And your team, the vice dean, the all masters, mistresses, the porters, for the support given. We really need them. We need people who really support this. Yajibade, are you also all mistress? Great. So, you see, when you check most of these people, all fellow, combined honors, masters and fellow.
Yes, sir.
So, when you look at most of the buildings now, you find out that they are supposed to be renovated, they are supposed to be repainted in a way, at least for them to look fresh. When you check as they are now, it appears somewhat. So there are lots of people that we still expect that we support that cause. So for all of us that are here, the link should not come from Mrs. Adishopo. Looks like she has a magical way of many people around her. But I think we should also try as much as possible to develop such magical strategies that will attract people to us to be able to do things like this. For example, if each of us take each of the halls, for example, calling somebody to pick that place, within a very short time, this place will change. So that's the sort of thing we are looking for. It's not to keep everything on management. The management, most people in management are going here. Some that have this gray hair now have decided to cut off the hair and put cap so that so let's try as much as possible to decentralize the body, to other units, departments and faculties, so that we'll be able to enjoy the totality of the environment in which we are. What you have done is not for an individual. It's not for the few people that we have here. It's for the students that we have here, over 35,000. We have trying to resituate them in a fresh environment where you'll be able to think well. When the environment is dirty, when the building in which you are is dirty, one is likely to think dirty. Abibeko, PRO. But if the environment is clean, and all around you, just like God, God, the presence of God will be there.
Yes.
And you think, that's it. So please, we really want to appreciate you. We don't know. You see, the appreciation is coming from the bottom of our hearts. And we want to wish you all the best in terms of your own desires and that of your team. The entire chapter of Atlanta branch. We really appreciate you. May God continue to enrich you. Amen. And so once again, to the glory of God and to the use of humanity, many yet to come by. And the use of over 35,000 students that we have here. On behalf of management, commissioning this particular common room today, the 29th of July, 2024. So, thank you very much. Okay?
Are we going to?
Africa's most beautiful campus, conscious, vigilant, progressive, and Luther against all oppression. Forward never, backward never, for learning and culture, sports and struggle, great effect. I love you, there's only one great effect in the universe. Another great effect is a counterfeit. Great
effect. Let's be seated. We want to run this program through within the next 20 minutes, more to later. Permit me to introduce to us the head of the university, the Vice Chancellor himself, Professor Simeon Adebayo Babiraya. I thought you would clap for your Vice Chancellor. We have the Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, Professor Yomida Amola. I have the Dean of Student Affairs here, Professor Adeolu Odebi. All the way from the city of Atlanta in the state of Texas in the United States of America, Dr. D.G. Owuyomi is here. I also have in the house the Vice Dean of the Student Affairs, Dr. Lukman Obasokomi. The Chairman Security is here, Professor Rokwa Kefala. The Deputy Hall Mistress, yes, Barrister Shitu. And the woman with magnet, the warden of this hall, Mrs. Adeshoko. Mr. Vice Chancellor, before I call on the Dean of the Students Affairs, I want to beg your indulgence for something. Mrs. Adeshoko had ball commissioned when she was in the alumni hall. Today, again, another event is occurring due to magnetism, emotionally and psycho-emotionally. Mr. Vice Chancellor, alumni is for female, Mozambique is for female. Mozambique is for female. May I humbly request that you transfer Mrs. Adeshoko to our hall so that she will be able to attract other alumni to renovate at least one of the main halls of that. I call on Adeoluwa Odebiri, a renowned professor of agriculture and the Dean of Students Affairs.
The Vice Chancellor, Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, Chairman Security Committee, my Vice Dean DSA, the All-Warden, Mrs. Juliana Omolabake Adesho. I will explain why I have to spell out the name. And then for the other wordings here, I can see that of alumni, Badri, postgraduate hall, and Awo Hall, Akintola. I think practically all the wordings are here. The chairperson of all the hall wordings, Mrs. B.O. Akoni, Angola, I can see you. And to the deputy hall mistress, and the distinguished all fellows, the outgoing executive of the Mozambique Hall, as well as the incoming, the pressmen here, at least I'm sure of my own ACJ, they don't have anyone from PR. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to start on a very lighter note, it is as if the PRO was reading my mind about Mrs. Adeshoko. You know, I said I was going to say something about her name, why I decided to spell it out. That I just realized that that second name is actually working for her. That wherever the woman goes and she makes a request, you find it difficult to say no. Dr. Deti, my own brother here, I want to thank God for your journey mercies and for this beautiful spirit of always willing to give back to your alma mater. It is one thing for one to graduate and to be successful in one's endeavor, and it's another thing for one to want to look back and see how you can help by giving back. And for what you have done, the great honor you've done us, we are not taking it for granted. We want to say sincere appreciation for your kind attendance, and God bless you. The main speech, as far as I'm concerned, have been done by the Vice Chancellor at the point of unveiling, and there's no point us belaboring us with much speeches. What I've realized is that sometimes it is not the talking that brings the result. It's the magnet, as the PRO has spoken. And within me, I just had a dream. I was wishing, and I believe it's beyond the wish today, Mr. Vice Chancellor, that I was going to personally request from AJ that this is what you have started. You cannot afford to stop now. You have touched alumni. You have touched Mozambique. You must touch Morimi. You must touch Akintola. You must touch Angola. You must touch ETF. You must touch Fadli. And of course, you must touch Awolowo. Well, why I decided to mention all those particular halls, I'm sure that Dr. Deji will relate well to those halls. Very, very well, more than the pitch. To somebody who may look at it as a tall dream, but I'm saying this because I see him coming back every now and then. Amen. And I'm sure that he is not resting on his horse. We see him becoming a veritable support to this current administration in helping us in every areas where possible. And so on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, I want to say thank you for your kind gesture. And I'm also thanking you for the ones you will do very soon. And I will not oblige the request of the PRO to remove or to transfer Mrs. Adesho from Mozambique so quickly, because I know she will be complaining. Allow me to settle. But if that will bring the magic one, and then so be it. The most important thing is we all associate with this kind of success, and we want to see it progressing. Wow. And it gives me great pleasure to welcome into our midst the grandpa and grandma that just walked in majestically as we were talking, and that happens to be the proud parents of the guy from Atlanta. Mama, I think you got Thank you very much for coming. We are happy to have you in our midst. And we're happy to have a son like Betty. That all of us, because of him, we have the Vice Chancellor in our midst this afternoon. Just to come and see his face once again. Because not up to a year, so in January, we did the commission of the ball at alumni. And the Vice Chancellor personally came to drive home that appreciation point, that nothing passes the gratitude. And again, here we are today. We want to say thank you for all that have come, and we are hoping, as we have been challenged before the tape was cut, that we will leverage on all our connections and everything possible that we can do to bring back all those old alumni, to support the cause, and to help us in changing the face of the community positively. Thank you very much. God bless you.
To briefly tell us the background. Madam, over to you.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, kindly permit me to stand on the existing protocol, sir. I go to alumni hall. I got to Mozambique Hall in January 2024. While I was on my way to Mozambique Hall, I told Dr. Deji and some others that I'm on my way to Mozambique Hall. As I'm going, we are going together by the grace of special God. When I got here, I met 3 boreholes walking. One in Block S, one at the back of my office, and one beside Block O. But by March 2024, there was no water again in that of the one behind my office and the other one. So we had only one borehole working. There was a day I was outside in the morning. I saw students going to Angola Hall to fetch water in the morning. I asked the supervisor, he said they were going to fetch water. In the morning, Mama walk all Mama, I need choice. I felt bad. After some minutes, I entered my office. I took my phone. I started sending messages to my people. I said, please come to my aid. I need your help now. Musabik guests are going to Angola Hall in the morning, not 4 p.m. to fetch water. That day, I got a message from Dr. Digi. How are you, ma? I said, I'm fine, but I'm not too fine. I was about sending you a message. This is the problem we are having now, please. So the glory of God. After some weeks, he said, it's okay. We'll see what we can do. I said, glory be to God. Since then, I will call him, I will send him a message. How are you? How is work? How is my sister? In fact, already the wife has become my sister. We spoke yesterday when he came back.
That's great.
So he said, no problem. He started working on it. By May, he said his men are coming down to start to work. I said, eh? I was so happy. And they came and they started working. Since then, after a few days after the ball was drilled, students has been fetching water from there until today. I thank Dr. Digi. I've been telling him I will always pray for you. God will take care of your own children. Amen. Another great Ife over there. Amen. That Dallas all over, God will take care of their children. Amen. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate my Oga, the Vice Chancellor, for giving me the opportunity, sir. Sir, Dr. Digi still has some things to do for us too. Because recently he sent someone to me that I should take that person to all the hall of residence to check their reading room. I think he has a plan there. Thank you, sir. God bless you.
Emma Patawoye. Emma Patawoye. Daddy, ẹ jókòó sá, mọ́mí, ẹ jókòó. Ẹ bá mi pàtẹ́wọ́ dáadáa. Ẹ ṣe, thank you very much. My big sister. Inú mi dùn fún kankan wípé bàbá àti màmá wà ní ìjókòó. Wọ́n rí wípé kì í ṣe wípé wọ́n fẹ́ mú wọn lọ sí police station kan lọ gba béèlì ọmọ wọn. Tàbí ní NDLEA pé ó gbé cocaine. Wọ́n sọ wípé he said they should go to all halls of residence kan lọ in the room. Mr. Vice Chancellor, àwọn ni wọ́n renovate ni wọ́n kun ìta yìí kì í ṣe bí nìkan láti ìta tó fi rẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ yẹn. Àṣẹ àmì pété bá ń bọ̀ wá sínú bíbá yìí first impression ló máa last. And you see, mo sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé mo ní yóò ṣe tọkùnrin. Yóò ṣe tọkùnrin. Yóò ṣe tọkùnrin. Jesus' name, by fire, by force. Lẹ́yìn eléyìí ti tọkùnrin ni. Ẹ ṣeun. I want to hand over the microphone to my brother.
Greatest defect. Grace. Articulate defect. Articulate. Ever conscious gbogbo. Gbogbo. What about gbogbo? Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so honored to be here among everyone today. I'd like to thank my Vice Chancellor for being here again. The DSA, Assistant DSAs, all the Vice Chancellor, all the admins, all protocols myself, and most especially Mrs. Adesopo. Today is one day that, I was just there less than 6 months ago. And before I even move forward, I'd like to recognize the presence of my parents. I really, really appreciate them. Soko and Dr. Mrs. Owoyomi for making this event. Thank you so much. And also for raising me to learn how to give. My mom, she owns an NGO, non-governmental organization, whereby she takes care of handicapped children and women battling. When I look up to her, I want to be like her when I grow up. So when the opportunity came to be able to start giving back to the community, it's something I always have a passion for. This thing is not done by me alone. This is being done by the Atlanta branch, the whole team, the executives, and the members of Atlanta. I also want to appreciate the president of the alumni in North America for always being a support. President Shaw is always someone, he was the one that introduced me to Mrs. Atude Shopper. One day I just called him and said, what can we do on campus? I feel like there's some things we can work on. And he kind of called and said, take this little number, call this woman, and she will tell you what to do. So that's how we met last year. Since that time, the relationship has been great. In the area of making sure I get more communications of what is needed. And I know I've heard from some other people that Boys Hostel, that even the other boys are already protesting that why is it only women that we are working. So we are coming to you very soon. One thing is, I'm actually an owl boy. That's where you see the Bogo. I lived on block 33 in my first year. So I'm always an Aluta Owl boy, so I will never forget Owl or any of the boys' hostel. But the reason why we are working on women's hostel first is because I kind of value the stress and all the stress that they go through as women to go through getting water in the morning before they go to classroom. As a man, when I was one of the students, I know I can go to the stream. I can choose to take a shower once or twice a week. Women have to take a shower every day, and they need so much more for water. So that's why we're focusing on. It's not like we choose not to abandon the boys, but we'll get there too. It's been a good thing to go back. When something like this is being done, it makes it easier for me to go back in front of the members of the alumni and tell them, this is what has been done, this is what we want to do next. And that's the way, and that's why I really appreciate the Vice Chancellor always willing to show up to kind of recognize the job that's been done. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Please do not hesitate that work is being done. Let me give you a quick history about this thing. After January, when Mama was moved to this from alumni, we were just completing the job of the ball and the renovation. I was like, oh, all right, I guess it's over now. She was like, no, wherever I go, you come. You go with me everywhere I go. I said, well, I guess when the job is done, we're already done. She said, no, Mozambique is really looking dirty and nasty, that we need to come and look at it. So on the day after the commissioning, I came by and looked at this place. I said, oh my God, this doesn't look good. So I just left. And within the 2 days that I returned to Atlanta, I asked her, what do you think you really need? She gave me a list of like 10 different things. I said, we cannot address 10 different things. Well, because we just completed something that's over 10 million. Because every borehole that we constructed is an industrial site. And so those ones are double the size of the regular borehole because we don't want them to block. And also, we also make sure those boreholes comes with solar system, we buy new tanks, and we want to make sure the structures are quality. And we also provide money for funding and maintenance of those products. So if there's any problem in the next 2 years, if you reach out to me or any other chairman that takes over, we have funding to make sure it's being maintained without any problems. So when we discussed that, I said I cannot go back to the members and request for another money right away because that's a whole lot of money to ask people again. But 2 months later, she now said, water is also a problem. I said, oh, okay. One thing that my mind has been is let's try to fix the water problem on campus. And since we already have a wonderful team, and the team that has been doing this job, they are so stable and have I'd like to also recognize the presence of architect Okpayemi Ashaju. She's the brain behind all the projects. She's actually the brain behind all these constructions and everything that we've been doing on campus. She has a wonderful team. She has been able to manage as much money to manage this as much as she can so we can get more done. When actually this renovation wasn't part of the plan. When I went back to the alumni, I was only able to request for money for borrow. Most of them are just probably saying today that we renovated common room and reading room with the same kind of money that was issued to me. We were able to manage it, get the best, put a little bit of some extra money, and that's how we end up with more, getting more done. So we really thank you for the architect for making sure we can actually be productive with the little that we're able to do, because it was just within 6 months. And I was trying to come back so we can address the water issue as soon as possible. So that was really a great thing to be able to do. And I've been open, I have some opportunities I'm looking into other things. I involved Ms. Adishopo. We started looking, I'm trying to look at all the reading rooms and common rooms. We're looking into opportunities of providing computers, e-libraries to each of those hostels. So that's one of those things that is in the pipeline presently. And with God, I know everything is possible. We want to make it easier that we have a reading room right here where students can sit and they can actually use their computers and be able to study, get e-library, they can reach anywhere in the world. And also, we're also looking into another opportunity of Wi-Fi on campus that will be relatively cheap or even very affordable for the students. So I'm having a lot of vision that I'm trying to work on, and I just pray with God. God will continue to help and support so we can achieve those goals. So when I look at the students, it's not like I'm seeing my children coming to OAU, but every student I see is like my brothers and sisters, and that's the way I want to treat them. So as long as you guys keep supporting us, I'll be going back and begging, and whatever I can do also, I'll put in so we can achieve the best and make it a very conducive environment. I would not like to speak too long, but one thing that I would also like to ask, when yesterday Ms. Adishopo took me around the buildings, I was like, all these buildings look so, everywhere is faded, the painting, even this one where we have to change some part of the roof. As part of this, before we can do all the construction, we change the curtains, we change the ceilings, you can see the holes in the old ceilings, we change them before we paint it. So it was a lot. I look at this place that how do people even live and stay this dirty and everywhere leaking? But we thank God it looks somewhere conducive. We just bought all these new fans, so that's why you can sit here not sweating and feel uncomfortable. But on behalf of me and my own family personally, by God's grace, I will renovate one of those buildings. Thank you very much.
When my brother was talking, just coming in were two beautiful ladies, members of the university hierarchy, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, Professor Bola Kadabara, and our own Honorable Minister for Finance, Mrs. Tony Aboka. Anywhere we are talking about money, you see both are there. My Vice Chancellor.
I think I've spoken, but then I still have to speak this time around. And I want to thank God for this moment as well. As a matter of protocol, the PRO had done his own. But let me recognize my people. So, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, Professor Babalola, you're welcome. We know you are very busy. So we're like, will you be able to make it? But it's good that you are now here. Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, Professor Daramola, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research, Innovation and Development, Professor Akiyemi, is also attending to a program now on behalf of management. And then we have the University Bossa. You are welcome. That's our own CBN. Thank you very much. Then the Dean of Student Affairs, thank you very much for all you've been doing. Thank you very, very much. We appreciate you. Sit down, madam. I have something to say about what you've been doing. Then I want to recognize the all fellows and the all mistresses. Oh, are they masters? Then let me recognize also the all wardens of other halls. Thank you for coming along. At least you teach for this great thing that is doing by himself and then in conjunction with other members of the Atlanta chapter, OAU alumni. Really appreciate you. Thanks for this spirit that you have. It's a rare spirit. Not many people have it. And it's a continuous thing that I could see. It's not a one-off thing. He did it in alumni there. He's been doing it. The chapter had been doing a lot of things, even within the university. And he has, I don't know, he followed Madame to this place, or is it Madame that called him to follow him to this place? You have somebody who is really responding to your needs, and this is something that we really want to appreciate. So thank you very much once again. Like I said, God will continue to increase you in all ramifications. He will bless you abundantly, and all that you are spending, we pray that we never feel it. Yeah. It's not something that you want to begin to recall your going and coming from Atlanta all the time. No, it's not something that it's all that so easy, because you have to pay something. It has its own cost implications, or even coming here. So we really want to thank you and appreciate you for this spirit of giving back. But I have a question. And the question is, do we have all wardens in other halls of residence? Yes. Eh? Do we? Where are they? They are here. Ah, wonderful. Ah, thank you very much. I understand you are also doing wonderfully well in your areas, in your various halls of residence. And I think maybe the next, which is the next hall we are going to
hall.
No, PG hall. Great. So, do you have an alumni that have done something there? Yeah. In PGO, do you have an alumni that have done something like Dr. Uyomi that you want us to come and celebrate?
I'm going to celebrate him there because I called him and he's coming to the feast.
Ah, no, he's not big. No, she's like me. For me, thank you again for wanting to spread your tentacles. It's highly appreciated, and we thank you for that. That you have started looking ahead to ensuring that most of the reading rooms in the various halls of residence are taken care of. But that is not where I'm going. Where I'm going is this. Other hall wardens in the various halls of residence should try as much as possible to look for their own person for each of these halls that will be able to respond the way Dr. Omoyomi and the chapter responded. almost all the time. He was here January 20-something. January 8th. To see Madam Adeshoku and ask, what are the strategies she's been using all this while to attract this set of people? To be sincere to you, most of our alumni are passionate about this university and are ready to give back. But then, you have to find a way of reaching them. She said something. She saw that problem. She saw how the students were going to other halls of residence to fetch water. And she was like, this is not good enough. She started doing what? She started calling. The money that she used in calling was not given to her by anybody. She was using her own data, using her own credit to call on these people. And God gave her favor with Dr. Oyomi and the team from Atlanta. May the Lord grant you all that is required for you also. Amen. To find favor. Amen. With some other chapters. Amen. To celebrate you all in this university. Amen. We have discussed, and I think that will be carried forward. So once again, I want to appreciate everyone and thank you for the spirit that we have. It's a spirit of collective bearing. That is, we want to be doing things collectively, so that the head of the PRO will not be too heavy to carry on so many things. So, may God help us out. Thank you very, very much.
Yes, we want to appreciate everybody here.
Thank you, Mr. PRO. Yes, yes, let me start by recognizing the Vice Chancellor, Professor Ramirez, the DPC Academic, Professor Babalola, the DPC Administration, Professor Daramola, the Bossa, Mrs. Abogan, my Dean, Professor Dedire. I recognize the All Mistress, represented by the Executive Mistress, Mrs. Shitu, and the Chairman Security Committee, Professor Akefala. My job is simple, really, and I wouldn't want to be making rhetorics. A lot have been said about the donor, Dr. Deji Oyomi. So I thank you specially for the great things you've been doing for us. Sincerely, when it came on 8th January 2024 to commission the board at Alumni Hall, we entered that common room, and the gesture that he put forward that day, he has brought it up today again. That common room, we tried our best to ensure that it was well aerated. And when you understand somebody coming from the US, it was like, this place is stuffy. And before he left that common room that day, he said, personally, myself and my family, this is not the alumni as a whole. I'm going to fit all the ceiling fan in this room. And that he has done. And so today again, as if I knew he was going to do the same thing, he has said that personally again, not the alumni, but himself and the family is going to do something again in this hall. And so that gesture is continuing to do. So we thank you very much. We appreciate it, sir. Having thanked everybody, my Vice Chancellor and members of the Institute Management, I would like to say that really the Vice Chancellor is very, very busy. This week really is busy for all of us. Starting from since last week. And we have a lot of activities lined up in this week again. The VC actually had thought he won't be able to come this afternoon, but the way he values our alumni made him to abandon every other thing and said, no, I'm going to be here personally to meet Dr. Dejide. And so we thank you very much. So permit me to thank specially the parents, our father and mother of Dr. Deji Oyomi. I think Baba is Soko. Oh, yeah. Soko Oyomi, thank you, sir. And Dr. Mrs. Oyomi, thank you very much. So, because without you giving birth to a proud product like this, we won't be able to meet him at all. I mentioned something that I captured very well, that Mama is a philanthropist herself. And so that Mama has transferred to Dr. Deji. So thank you very much, sir and ma. So I will use that to thank the PRO. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, when we do the program of event, the PRO being a protocol expert, put finishing touches to it. So the way, how beautiful that program of event is actually his handwork. Thank you, sir. So I disturbed him to ensure that he made some input into it. All the awardees, I thank you for coming around because they didn't make it like his Addition was here. So all the 9 awardees are here actually. So, and that's the way they do their things, really. They are always beyond image. They do like investment. So, the things that the Vice Chancellor has said about the other halls, that is the way they do. I'm sure very soon they will do that LD competition to attract us to other halls of residence. Thank you very much. So I thank the Deputy All Mistress for representing the All Mistress. I thank the All Fellows for coming. I thank all our students also for coming. And I believe this is going to be a source of inspiration to all of you. That when you graduate from this university, you will also come back and give back to your alma mater. So once again, thank you very much for coming. I appreciate all of you. I thank the supervisor, the porters, and everybody. They've been wonderful. They've been very cooperative. Thank you very much.
What they want to present to Chief Mrs. Adesopo.
Stand on the existing protocol. We want to especially appreciate our whole wedding. We did not start with her, but since she came in, she has been very, very, very intentional about our welfareism. I remember when we started, water has been a very huge issue for us. Our students always going out to look for water. Remember when we call Professor Akufala to bring trucks of water for us. I was always telling Mommy, Mommy, this water issue. And she was able to bring a change and help for us. So on behalf of Mozambique, we, the executive, the outgoing executive, because the current ones, they said they want to give their own award to Dr. Deji themselves. But we, the outgoing executive, on behalf of Mozambique, we want to present this little award to thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Now, any you might come for 2 1 bit.
Sir, please, can you join us in the thank you, sir. Award to Mrs. J.O. Adesoko for your outstanding support towards our administration.
Creative Fair, Africa's most beautiful campus. We are cautious, vigilant, progressive, and Luther against all oppression. Forward never, but backward never, for learning and culture, sports and struggle. Creative Fair, I love you. There's only one Creative Fair in the universe. Another Crazy Fair is a counterfeit. Great, 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 great.
Creative Fair.
Great.
Good afternoon.
One, zero, silence, action.
great. We want to appreciate you. Very much. In fact, he was telling me about how
I can guarantee you 10,000 liters.
there is nothing like rock in there, full of steel. It's solid, which implies that it's going to last long. And this is like a backup, because in the real sense of it, it's not as if we want the students to depend on this as the main source of water, but as a sort of backup. Whenever the main water system in the university is not running well. Actually, because of the growing population, what that dam can really supply is not enough. And it can never be enough any longer, because there is a lot of siltation there now. It has to be dredged to increase the volume. And even if the volume of water in there is increased, it cannot meet up with the current demand. So we still need to find a way of getting another dam. And that's what some other people are trying to support the university for in the near future. So again, we want to thank you, we want to appreciate you. These things they don't come all that so easy. It has to do with spending and spending. In fact, some extra spendings at times beyond the budget. We really want to.
For Jehovah, my life would have been over. Now Baba God they bless me, oh, they bless me, oh, they bless me, oh. I don't be Superman, oh, but my life they in hand, oh. Now Baba God they bless me, so they bless me, oh, they bless me, oh.
When I tell them my dream, they go start to laugh. Every guy relax, who don't blow with rap for what? Forgive me, please, they call you, go soon join your voice. But deep down, I know say the world go hear my voice. From street to street, they move foot talk, say you dope. Every guy good, the problem is say you broke. So when time reach to shoes, Bible or right for a big Bible. Flood the back streets with both. Money start to enter, begin book session. More music, more show, less police station. No more police statement, nah, I can't statement. Call the Opo, how far? How they make that payment?
My life would have been over. Now Baba God they bless me, oh, they bless me, oh, they bless me, oh. I don't be Superman, oh, so my life they in hand, oh. Now Baba God they bless me, so
Baba God, now they bless me.